Hilarious. So I literally just stopped live streaming on Twitch and now I'm here on Zoom doing a live recording. Let me turn on the captions. English. Yeah. I'm here because I want to actually finish the watch party of that podcast. And I figure I might as well just turn it on and get myself recorded. But at least like here on Zoom, like I can pause it and come back to it because I actually have other things I need to do and I'm taking notes and I could just mute myself. So yeah, I'm going to start a screen share and hopefully I can get the audio going as well. Let's make sure the audio is shared. Okay, and I'm just gonna mute myself and I'll just have this running and I don't know, maybe I'll just post it somewhere. And the whole point is like you should go watch it yourself. So I will be listening to this at 2 speed and I might even just stop it here and there just to give my commentary on it. And that will be the difference between you watching it here with me as a watch party, because we're here together. Feel free to write in the comments what you thought. But also, you know, hit up Grace and subscribe to our channel and find Adam and subscribe to his channel if he has one and get their decks. Get the Mystic Mondays deck. Get the Crystal deck, the Astrology deck, the Creatures deck. Get the OK Tarot deck. But we're here just to listen and learn and to share our thoughts and experiences and how we relate to all of it. Yeah, with that said, let me continue.
And that is true of the project itself. That is true of me and you as people. That's true of life. And that's what I wanted to do, was I wanted to take paper and make something magical from it, and then let individual users do the rest.
Yeah, I think that's really beautiful because there's so much potential that can be held back from this idea of perfection. And what is perfection that like someone else made up for us, you know? I felt the same way actually with the different tarot cards that I had seen. I like really couldn't relate to any of them because, like you said, it was very like religious and like not even a religion I had grown up with. And also I'm a woman of color, so I'm like looking at all these old white guys on these tarot cards, and I'm like, I don't see me in these. And I think that's really nice that, you know, there's all these different decks coming out now that are representations of all kinds of different people and beliefs, which I don't feel like tarot is strictly religious. I think back in the day it probably had a tie to like the churches and whatnot, but nowadays it's just more of another way to access your spirituality in whatever way you define that for yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's I think the key word is spirituality and not religion. And so for me that was a knee-jerk reaction. It's like, this is a tool for spirituality. Why is it so full of religion?
I'm not sure if it
the
was
symbols of religion.
I'm not sure if it's still sharing the audio. It says it was. I just got like a
And
notification.
not just like any religion, but like an oppressive.
Hey, we're not recording any audio. Thanks, Zoom. Sorry for interrupting. So you can watch the uninterrupted version on Grace's channel. But let's continue.
Religion that is like famous for stamping out. Sorry, this is a controversial hot take. Cancel the Catholic Church is going to cancel the OK Tarot deck. I think it's the same conversation of like, how could this represent for everyone? Let's find our own way in. And I think you and I were sort of like earlier in the current wave of artist tarot decks, but it's very cool seeing how many are out there, and it's very cool being part of something so much bigger, being part of a community. And I would say that the number one thing that I would say about the OK Tarot was that at no point in the process did I stand up and say, I'm a tarot expert, I know everything. I will be the first person to tell you that I don't know anything about anything. And even I can make a tarot deck. And so, you know, maybe if anyone who's listening has ever thought about, hey, I want to make my own tarot deck, or I want to work on tarot artwork, and maybe I'll make one artwork and then I'll make two, and then I wake up in 3 years and I've made 78 and I print it. Do it. Go for it. You know, I had the idea for the OK Tarot deck in 2016, and I tweeted about it, and I was like, do you guys think I should do this? And people were like, LOL, I don't know, like a shitty tarot deck, I don't know about that. And one person who's very in the tarot community and does a lot of readings for themselves and others said that based on the little, I doodled a few just to be like, I don't know, it could kind of look like this. And they were like, based on what you doodled, like if you had drawn those cards and I was doing a reading for you, I would tell you right now that doing this deck will change your life. And that spooked me, actually. And I was like, okay, I don't want to change my life yet. Things are pretty stable, actually, right now. So that's part of the reason that I sat on that idea for 2 years. It was also laziness. It was laziness, it was fear, and it was not wanting to rock the boat.
I'm going to pause it right here because what he said was so significant about how, you know, there's fear, there's laziness, and that oh shit moment where you might realize like, oh, I'm embarking on something that's going to change my life. It really is that fool's journey when you're walking off the cliff, you're walking into the unknown, and you don't know what's going to come next. But if you cross that threshold of those new actions and choices, things will change where you may not be able to go back to how things were before. And that could be very scary. So I totally relate to what he's saying.
And then eventually I was looking around and I was like, okay, there's like a new wave of artist decks happening. If I don't do it now, I don't want to be too late. Or I just knew, I knew I wanted to be part of something at that time. And I was like, let's go, let's just jump in. And you know, the OK Tarot for me has been yet another lesson in my life of like, it's okay if you're not an expert. It's okay if you're not the best artist. It's okay if you don't have the budget for fancy production details necessarily. Like, you know, it was just a little Kickstarter project. And I don't know, it really did change my life. It really did find a home within the tarot community, and it continues to reach new people. And after years of self-publishing, Penguin acquired the rights to publish it, and they were able to lower the price, which is the best thing for me as an artist, is to make accessible work that people can easily afford.
Okay, I'm going to pause on this note because I did not know anything about his deck. Books, tarot. It looks like they have a lot, and it's owned by Random House. They're a pretty large publishing house. Publishing. It's got Penguin Books. Manage cookies. Fine. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This is not his. Search. Tarot. Maybe I really should just look up himself. Okay, tarot. So let's see. I don't know. Let's just go to his website. Yeah, I'm digging this. Super simple and relatable. It's clear, it's to the point. You understand exactly what's happening here. Yes, I will join your thingamabobber here. You're welcome. One page at a time. Oh, super cool. I'm digging this. So relatable. You just gotta find your way of expressing yourself. And you just transpose that into all the things that, all the tools that we use all the time. And then there you go. There's your whole self manifested in different forms. And that's really, to me, that's like a real fool's journey when you're able to take aspects of yourself internally and express it externally, and even express it in a way that can be given or shared with others without taking away from yourself. It's like you expand yourself into all these other facets. Yeah, it's real cool. Taking this a lot. I'm a fan. I can relate. It's giving me like cousin vibes, like soul cousin. I love this. This is all the stuff I wish I had as a kid. Obviously, I would have had a completely different path, and I would have been a completely different person, but no, this is super awesome. All right. I don't know how to get to his tarot deck. Like, can I still order it? I mean, I guess I could order it on Amazon at a minimum. Oh, here's the Penguin. I was trying to find the Penguin site. I wanted to see it on the actual, yep, Penguin Random House. 22. I guess like when you're printing, from the prices I've seen so far, you could easily be at cost at $20 or 22 at cost. So like in order for you to make profit that would be worthwhile, you would want to double that price or even triple that price. So I can understand that, yeah, if you had to sell it as like a niche artisan kind of thing, it could easily have been like 40 to 60 bucks. So for like a large publisher that, has access and resources to printing, they could easily bring that price down, those production costs down. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. Cool, let's go back. I digress. I was supposed to be getting other stuff done while listening to this, but it's a watch party, so we're partying it up.
I've just been super happy lately. I adopted a dog 2 weeks ago, and the joy is so palpable. It's like new dog, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, family in town, like just excited about new creative projects, excited about not working, excited about my I had my 10-year anniversary with my husband this month as well. There's so much joy. I feel like I'm being joy bombed, and I'm like actually overwhelmed. I'm like I kind of like need someone to die just to like temper it. Oh my god.
No.
Well, that's the thing about the human mind, right? Like everything's going so well, and then like thinking about worst case scenarios just to counteract that.
Yeah, I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Why is
Oh,
that?
we're
Why
so
can't I just
human.
trust in the universe that maybe there's not another shoe? Maybe I'm already wearing that other shoe. That's how I took the step in the first place. Back to our original metaphors.
Nice.
So true. You also made It's a Sign Oracle deck recently, right? And it looks like it was a collaboration with your husband and internet strangers.
Yeah. So in 2022, I had a mail art subscription club where like 800 people signed up to get quarterly packages from me, not knowing what they would be. And in March, I sent a little packet asking people to email me a photo of something, like a cell phone, like something off their phone, of like something that they saw where they felt compelled to take a picture because it felt like a sign from the universe in some way. Whatever it is, it was totally up to you. Just send me a photo and maybe a sentence or two about what, why, when, and I promised I wouldn't share. I would not share the story. And I ended up getting quite a few photos and a lot of stories, and some of them were upbeat and fun and exciting. Like I was on a trip and I saw this bird and it meant a lot to me. And a lot of the stories were really heavy, really, really heavy. Like I had a miscarriage and I needed to go to the desert and be alone because I was processing, and that was the most devastating experience of my life. And when I was there, I saw this tree, and this tree reminded me that I am where I need to be. And what I was really struck by was how many stories were similar. What I was really, and I read all the stories in one day. I saved them for like a quiet morning, and I let them wash over me. And I was just really, it hit me like we are all looking to create meaning in our own lives. We are all looking for signs, and we're finding them. Actually, there are signs in there. There's so many signs in the universe. Actually, there is beauty and magic and love and light and all, whatever we want to call, right? Whatever we want to call that amorphous thing that we may have faith in. It's out there. And so I took those images and I translated them into like an aesthetic language that's a little bit more me, where I reformatted the images and then I printed them out on colored sheets of paper, which I then rephotographed. I wanted to make these digital photos tangible. I wanted to say, hey, this is real. We can hold this. This is paper. This is magic. Here it is. And then I crafted them into these cards with short phrases based on the stories that I was told. And the result is this, I think, like deceptively simple oracle deck, right? Because you don't know what these powerful stories are, and that's, I think, really fun. Is like when you're drawing cards, they might really mean something to you, but each card is also imbued with like a very strong, real power from someone else's life. I
think that's really powerful, and I appreciate that he is acknowledging that his energy never really disappears, right? It transfers into another form or into another container. And just the thought that we have and that we carry keeps that same energy alive. However, like we're placing that intention of the energy, like it still carries. So like even though I'll look at this oracle deck and not know the full history of where they all came from, they still carry the energy that allowed it to be manifested as that deck. So yeah, I appreciate that he acknowledged that. Let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comments, send me email.
who to you is a stranger. And so this sign that was so powerful and meaningful to someone in the world now gets to serve as a sign in your life. And it's just like the overlapping power of it all is wild. And then once again, it's just paper. I like it more than my tarot deck. I'll just say it. I'll just say it out loud. I love the OKTarot. I think it was really cool and special in a very unique way. But for me, making a deck of signs out of other people's signs, that's like, wow, 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 wow. And so that, I love it so much. And
Okay. Yeah, I paused it again because I actually want to skip ahead. Of course, if you want to watch the whole thing, just go to Grace's podcast and watch it from there. Do you want to watch him give a tarot reading? No. Want to watch anything else? What do we want to watch? No, let's go to unboxing because I've been meaning to go to that. So we see that. Let's go back here. Here we go. See, it's on our website. Grace. Okay, let's go.
Hello, hello, and welcome to my.
You know we have to do 2-speed. We can't be doing this 1-speed nonsense. We don't have that kind of time.
My YouTube channel. Come along with me as I do a deck unboxing of the OK Tarot deck by AdamJK, otherwise known as AdamJK OK. If you haven't checked out my podcast interview with him on the GRACED podcast, make sure to check it out as we dive deep into his creative process behind making this tarot deck. Also, we are doing a giveaway of 3 OK Tarot decks for 3 winners. Details will be in the video description. So make sure to follow, subscribe, and like these videos to increase your chances of winning this giveaway or any other future giveaways. Now let's get into it.
How badass are her nails right now? I try to do the press-on nails. I guess, like, I need practice. Like, they just go flying all over the place the moment I start grabbing things. Like, they fall off. I can't keep up. If you have tips for that, let me know. But these nails are pretty awesome with the silver glitter.
So while I was explaining the rules of the OK Tarot giveaway, I was opening up the OK Tarot with my little X-Acto knife blade, and that's because I wanted to show you the paper insert that wrapped the box. And now I'm opening the box, and as you can see, there are some graphics around the box. It comes with some stickers, with the Star card and Ace of Wands, powerful cards. You can also see the Ace of Wands on the cover of the booklet. And I love that the message, "It's not perfect, but it's okay," is inserted into the guidebook on the back of the box. And it's just a general theme of this tarot deck that it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's okay. And life is okay, and all the lessons of the cards are okay. And as you can see, the book is pretty simplistic. There are pictures of the cards inside the
Dude, are you inspired yet? Like, come on. Come on. Get inspired.
book with some simple descriptions written by Kelsey Anderson. And now, let's put the guidebook away, and again, just showing you the back of the box, it's not perfect, but it's okay. And on the side of the box, there are illustrations of each of the suits: pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. Okay, so now I'm taking the little plastic wrap off the cards. I put the cards together and as part of the packaging. And now, let's look through all the cards. So I've laid out some cards here, and yeah, we're just gonna go through each and every card so you can get a feel for the deck and all of the illustrations. You can see Adam's style of drawing, which is very free form. I feel like it's really direct. It's from his hand, and it's also very simplistic in nature. And I know in our interview, he just mentioned taking out all of the religious associations, all the gender associations, and really wanting everyone to be able to relate to this deck.
Yeah, I've been struggling to figure out how to do the border for my deck. And I feel like this is just confirmation. I could just draw a box. I mean, I'll probably put my own little details on a plain box, but just draw a plain box. Doesn't even matter. By the way, I love the wiggly lines. I love that's not straight. Like, it's just natural. And a lot like what he said, like, it's just pencil and paper. It's my favorite thing in the world as well. Kudos, Adam. Good job.
So going through the sword suit, now the wand suit, the pentacle suit. And just even noticing all the different ways you can draw things, right? And we end with the Ace of Pentacles. So I just want to show you some of these details up close. It's cool that even the border has different borders on the cards, and everything in this deck is pretty intentional with the hand-drawing illustration style. All right, so these cards are pre-shuffled up now, and I'm going to gather the cards so we can do a reading and to see how these cards work out for us.
We are not going to do the reading together. You could look up Grace's podcast and watch the full video there, but Pisces gang, we are gonna look at Pisces. This might be out of context too, because sometimes it's dated, sometimes it's divine timing, but
Or special light.
with Pisces, so we're gonna do all the Pisces things.
haste, force, and bravery. So right now, you're really focused on pursuing the mission, and you're also protected in this journey with your sword and also your shield. So keep going, keep the forward momentum, and keep your focus laser focused on your.
Okay. So that's all we're gonna do. And I'll even leave the wrapping. You guys can watch that yourself. We'll put a like on that. And yeah, I'll end this here. Super awesome job, Grace. So proud of you. Adam, amazing deck. Super proud of you and the collective for creating this. I am totally aligned with everything you said and the whole vibe. Yeah. So we'll end this watch party here. I'll catch you around the next thing on the internet. Bye.